Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. Rowpaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Today's broadcast is coming from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Canned Cocktails is perfect for your next game day tailgate party. Now, here's four-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Hey, how we doing, Boise State fans? Welcome on into the James Kitchen and Bar. We got Angelina setting up the bar behind us. We got getting ready for another beautiful day. The patio, the blue sky has finally returned after last night's storms. But Jordan Kaye, we are here at the James. We're thankful and appreciative of Barry and company for letting us hang out and do the show again here. So just finished watching practice, but man, I always get a little jealous when I see the bar here and all the beverages getting iced down, and we got to go interview Andy Avalos here in a little bit. But always a fun spot at the James, right?
Oh yeah.
Get that a little closer to your mouth there. Make sure everybody can hear you. I think we're there we go. Make sure you can hear us okay. Let us know. But again, this is Bronco Nation News Live. My name is BJ Rains. This is Jordan Kaye, and we are coming to you, as I said, from the James. They open at 11 o'clock every day. Sundays, they open at 10. Full menu, everything, full bar. Almost said open bar. Not quite an open bar, but a full bar starting at 11. And then they got happy hour from 3 to 5. As well. So always a great spot. Come on down, check out the James. You will not be disappointed. But we were out at practice today on the blue yet again, and we're going to talk to Andy Avalos after practice. I saw Markel Reed with an interception. I saw Prince Strawn, Billy Bowens, a couple nice catches. What stood out to you? And don't get us in trouble again by releasing the full depth chart, but what stood out to you?
I thought Taylor Green looked really good today. I mean, he had one throw to Prince Strawn that got broken up a little bit. That was just a nice play, and then had a fantastic deep ball to Billy Bowens. Billy kind of beat Markel off the line, and Taylor Green could not have thrown a better deep ball. That's been the question about Taylor Green kind of this offseason is, okay, what's next in his development? Can he hit that deep ball? There were a couple times last year, you remember those first couple games where, I mean, it looked like a struggle for him to get it down the field. And that's going to be the next part of his game. The evolution of Taylor Green is, what does his deep ball look like? Can he be vertical? And I think we've got to, today at least, it looked really good. So that's refreshing.
No doubt about it. Somebody says, glad I got off I-84. Thank you, Sam. Yeah, I dealt with some traffic. Wasn't sure we'd be able to do this show or that I'd get here. There was a car actually flipped upside down on I-84. So hope everybody is doing okay that was involved in that accident. But we did make it down in time for practice today. I'm wearing the Circa Resort and Casino hat. I will be heading to Las Vegas in about 8 hours. I know Jordan's jealous. I know everybody is jealous, but as part of our sponsorship deal with Circa Resort and Casino and Circa Sports, I will be heading down to Las Vegas. Live shows tomorrow and Friday from Circa Resort and Casino. Again, if you're interested in their contest, we can sign you up. $8 million guaranteed for the Survivor contest, $6 million for the Circa Millions. That's the one where you pick 5 games against the spread. Jordan, I've actually got 3 teams I'm signing up for some listeners, and
Really?
we've got a couple buddies that are splitting one together. One guy I think is going in by himself. I'm not sure if he's splitting it with people or not. He didn't tell me, but if you get a couple buddies together, let me know. Or if you want to do it yourself, it's $1,000 entry fee. There's a small fee basically to pay the proxy to make your picks, but it is 100% legal. You just have to sign up in Las Vegas or in Reno, Sparks there at the Circa Sportsbook. But I can sign you up in Vegas, and then you can make your picks legally anywhere in the United States through a proxy. So let me know if you're interested. But again, we'll tell you more about it tomorrow and Friday. We will have live shows both days, and looking forward to this. We're going to have a different start time, by the way. 9:30 will be the start time tomorrow, 9:30, because Mike Prater will join me. And then at 10:15, an extended hour-long plus show tomorrow. We're going to have the owner and the CEO of Circa and Circa Sports, Derek Stevens, joining us live tomorrow. That'll be at 10:15. So 9:30, the fun gets going tomorrow. Make sure you join us at Circa. And they're having a lot of different there's going to be a radio row. There's like 30 stations down there. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're excited to get down there and tell you all about Circa Sports Stadium Swim. And stay tuned for some information on the Mountain West basketball tournament. I know it's a long ways away, but we are working on some cool stuff with Circa. I think we're going to have a little BNN cabana out there at Stadium Swim on the day of the semifinals of the Mountain West basketball tournament. So Boise State fans, Jordan, will either be pumped that their team is playing later that night and want to have some fun in the sun, or they will be kicked off that they lost the day before in the quarterfinals, and they'll still need something to do all day. So we'll be out at Circa Resort and Casino again for the Mountain West tournament. Make plans to join us there for that. But I'll be heading down there, and plenty more to come. But again, live shows Thursday and Friday. We're going to have some betting analysts on. By the way, I looked it up. Somebody asked me. We'll get the exact numbers and things on all the Mountain West Championship odds and stuff when they're down there. But Talon Green, if you're feeling he has a chance to win the Heisman Trophy this year, plus 50,000 is Talon Green to win the Heisman Trophy, plus 50,000. That is the second worst odds. They have 100,000. Then they come down to 50,000, and then it starts to get smaller after that. But so you could actually bet for Talon Green to win the Heisman. $1 to win 500. That is, yep, 500 to 1. 500. It actually seems like I hate nothing against Talon Green, but those odds actually should be worse, I think. Yeah, just because of the schedule and everything else that's going on. I don't know. It sets up good. If he beats Washington, beats UCF, all of a sudden he's in the picture, and you're 500 to 1. Is looking really dang good. Sam says seems like worth putting $10 on there. The one that's worth putting $10 on, we just said 50 to 1. How about you said 500 to 1? How about 5,000 to 1, which ends up being 500,000 to 1 are the odds, I believe. If I screenshotted it correctly, plus 500,000 is the yes on will Boise State win the national championship. So if you think Boise State has a chance to win the national championship, yes, they are. If you do no, it's minus 999,000. You have to risk 999,000 to win $100 on Boise State. If you have the money to lay, I mean, it might be worth a free $100, but plus 500,000 Boise State to win the championship. And what is their over/under for? The over/under is 8. But it's minus 145, so you have to give up a little juice on the 8, because if they get to 8, you at least get your money back. But when it's 8, they've got to get to 9 for you to win the bet. That's a tough number. It is a tough. I will say this: I don't think there's any way they only win 7 games. And this, again, it's only regular season games. Does not count the conference championship game. So it's 12 regular season games. The over/under is 8. And we'll get more into this the next couple of days down at Circa. We've got some other odds on Mountain West Championship odds and things like that. But again, if you're feeling good about Talon Green to win the Heisman Trophy, you actually can go bet Talon Green to win the Heisman Trophy. Does Circa have the Washington game spread yet? They do, and it's actually come down a little bit. I'm stealing all my material for tomorrow, but it is 15. The spread has come down to 15, and maybe that is because, as Texas Bronco points out, UW losing their starting running back, making things a little more interesting. I know reading some of the stories, Mike Vorel and the Seattle Times and some of the reports up there, they felt pretty, they have a pretty strong, deep running back group. He was supposed to be the number one guy, and he was the guy that led the team in touchdowns last year, leading returning rusher. But at least reading between the lines, what's Wyoming or what's Washington going to say? Yeah, we're screwed. I mean, no, but they do feel like they have some other guys. Washington still has 3 of the best receivers in the Pac-12. That would be like, that's like, Boise State losing Latrell Caples. I mean, it's a tough injury, but it's not like them losing George Halani. Washington is an air raid team. They can't afford to lose wide receivers. Yeah. Losing a running back, how much is that really going to hurt them? I don't think that's a
a major.
I don't think the spread moved 2 points because of that, but it was at one point. I think we were down there for media days just a couple of weeks ago. It was I think it was 16 and a half or 17. So
I mean, it's good news. It's better for Boise State. Hey, take all you can get. But
yeah, there is some money.
I don't think it's going to be huge.
There is money coming in on Boise State. So, we'll get into that more. We're actually going to have some gambling kind of experts come on, talk about what they think of some of these numbers for Boise State and how that's going to work. And so, again, that'll be tomorrow at 9:30 Mountain Time. 9:30 Mountain Time. A little later start tomorrow. Mike Prater will join me. We'll have the owner, Derek Stevens of Stadium Swim, Circa Sports, that whole palace that he's built down there. Going to have a lot of fun, so make plans right now, 9:30 tomorrow to join us, and make plans to join us for the Mountain West basketball tournament. Again, we're going to have a party. We're going to have a big event out at the pool on Friday, the Friday of conference tournament semifinal day, so make plans to join us. We're looking forward to that. We are broadcasting from the mobile studios here at the James. Cutwater Spirits, more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails. Pick one up at your local gas station or grocery store, and they'll be helping us do some giveaways here at the James. We'll be giving away some cornhole sets, some cool stuff for all the pre- and post-game shows for the football game. So make sure you join us for that UCF home opener before and after the game at the James, thanks to our friends at Cutwater Spirits. Rowpaint.com. You heard Leon Rice got his garage done by them, and he'll be telling you more about it in some commercials and stuff you'll see moving forward. That's how happy he was with it. He's going to become a spokesman for the company. ROEpaint.com. Check them out. Concrete coatings, one-day install, 24 hours, and you're done. And again, just transform the look of your garage, your back patio, any kind of old, rusty concrete slab. Just check them out, ROEpaint.com. Lithia Ford of Boise, we're approaching history. Me and Jay Tuss going to broadcast from the back of an F-150 Lightning, a new all-electric F-150. We're looking forward to that. That's coming up on the day before the UCF game on September 8th. So make plans to come join us out at the Lithia Ford of Boise showroom. Lithia Ford of Boise, check them out, LithiaFordBoise.com to view their full inventory of vehicles. And, of course, Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. We appreciate them and their support of the Tyson Degenhardt Show. We're working on a couple of great episodes. Marlene Tromp, the Boise State president. We're working on a little story time with Tim Duryea and Mike Burns. That could be a fun one. So a couple cool things in the works thanks to our friends at Idaho Central Credit Union, sponsors of the Tyson Degenhardt Show. And, again, just go to ICCU.com. They're the best in mobile, e-branch, online banking. Make the switch today. Idaho Central Credit Union. As I mentioned, we were out at practice yesterday. Jordan, somebody comment on your article on Ben Hilgart, the strength coach here. I'm trying to find the article. I guess Roy says a nice article on Hilgart.
Thank
Jordan.
you, Roy.
We got a chance. They're wanting the players to focus on school a little bit this week, so we're not talking to any players. We do get Andy today after practice, but yesterday, I think that was the second interview Ben's done since he got the job. We talked to him in the spring, I believe, or at least at some point prior to spring ball. He's obviously got a track record, been at a lot of places, and he's doing some technological things to help really try to measure the performance of these guys. But I guess they don't call him the strength coach anymore. He's the
director of sports performance.
Director of sports performance, yes. But your thoughts on, and again, folks can go subscribe, go read Jordan's article at BroncoNationNews.com. We're still offering that 1-year deal for $70, and we'll throw in a round of golf at Timberstone or a Taco Bell gift card if you want that. $20 at Taco Bell. Just go subscribe. 1-year subscription, BroncoNationNews.com. But for folks that have not been able to read the article, don't give too much away. But what's the basis of your thoughts on Ben Hilgart?
Yeah, I'm always interested with the strength coach. You look at the best programs in the country: Georgia, Alabama, Iowa. I mean, a lot of times the strength coach sometimes is the second highest paid guy on the staff behind the head coach. I mean, that is how much the best programs in the country think of their strength coach. I mean, this can be sometimes one of the most important people in the building because they're with your team winter, summer, fall, all year long, and where the assistant coaches really are just kind of fall and spring. So I don't know. It's one of those things too, where, I mean, there's guys in high school who, they lifted weights with like the PE teacher, or the health guy. No one's like ever like lifted with a guy who's like went to college for like 8 years and lifting weights. And so there, you hear every kid in college say, "Oh, our strength coach, man, the best guy in the country. We got the best strength coach in the country." It's like, give me a break. Like, I don't know about that. But it's interesting to hear these guys on Boise State. I mean, Dimitri Washington, George Halani, Alexander Tubner, these are guys who have gone through 3 strength staffs now. I mean, that's a big deal. Like, this is kind of like the coordinator of the weight room. and they've gone through 3 and they are singing the praises of Ben Hilgard. You look at a guy like Dimitri Washington, who seems like he's fully matured as a human being, saying that he's increased his squat by almost 100 pounds. He's almost at 600 pounds. Like, that is improvement that you just don't see very often. And Hilgard's a guy who doesn't seem like he's very focused on, guys hitting their maxes or anything. He's more focused on how quickly are you accelerating out of the squat? What is your maximum speed on the practice field? We need to make sure that our wide receivers and our cornerbacks are hitting their maximum speed quicker, whereas our defensive linemen, hey, maybe they can work on their speed or their power a little bit more. So he's using, technology to help these guys have numbers that they can look at and try and beat every day. So it's just kind of an interesting change for Boise State going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you mentioned change. Also, like, it used to be like, hey, who's the fastest guy? Let's go run the 40.
Yeah.
Now the fastest guy is whose GPS monitor had them running the fastest, and so that's been a change. They're all wearing these monitors, these things underneath their pads that can tell how fast they're moving. And then I thought the interesting one was he talked about they put a little sensor on like the bar when they're in the weight room, and they can tell. They don't care how much it's not okay. You're squatting 600 pounds. Or you're not benching 350. It's what's your explosiveness on the bar, and it can measure the speed of the bar. And so they're doing some cool things when it comes to that technology.
And there's guys like, the running backs, Ashton Genty and George Halani, were saying that, hey, the weight staff has maxed us out at 500 pounds for our squat. They don't care about us hitting some max. Like, if we squat 700 pounds, who cares? That's just going to increase our injury risk.
Yeah.
And so now, by giving these guys the number of saying explode and try and beat your number, they can stop them at 500 pounds. Hey, you don't need to go any heavier.
Yeah.
But they still have something to chase, a reason to go in the weight room every day and give their all.
Again, you can read that at BroncoNationNews.com, the article on the new sports performance coach, Ben Hilgard. Jordan also had a couple other good features last week that we haven't had a chance to talk to you about. I know Alexander Tubner was one of them, although you got a little bit of heat from the folks there in Seaside, Oregon. You called them the Spartans.
Oh, I know.
They're come on, the Seagulls. Is there anything better than the Seaside Seagulls?
No,
like, come on.
I literally saw his Instagram too, and I remember thinking, like, man, that is a sweet nickname for a high school. Like, you get Wildcats and all these ones where it's every school in the country's got it, but Seagulls, like, damn, that's sweet. And Wikipedia just led me wrong. I didn't.
Hey, as your editor, I guess that's something I need to be doing now too, is making sure the team names are correct. But we got a couple emails. I'm glad the folks in Seaside, Oregon, the Seagull alumni are reading the story. We appreciate it.
Yes.
But the bigger talking point with Alexander Tubner, we've talked a lot about him. Obviously, came as a walk-on, earned the scholarship, and now is in line for a starting role. And I think he's tired of answering the J.L. Skinner comparison questions, and whether he handles them great. But I think at some point you're like, dude, he's gone. Let's stop talking about J.L. Skinner. But I thought there was a great quote in there from his dad, where he's like, everybody talks about this being some fairy tale, some magical story. He's like, he doesn't see it that way. His whole life, even if he had no chance, and even if he was an idiot for thinking it, Alexander Tubner is always expected to be a starting safety at a school like Boise State. And now he gets his chance.
Yeah, there's guys. I mean, there's so many of these dudes now, especially with COVID, where it's their 4th or 5th year and they've hardly played any football or started many games. I remember last year, Brandon Hawkins was like a 5th-year linebacker who was getting first-team reps.
Well, even DJ Schramm hadn't played much till last year. Yeah,
but Hawkins, I remember talking to him, and he was talking. This is a dream come true. I dreamed about playing at Boise State, and for it to actually come true is just amazing. And then you talk to Alexander Tubner, kind of expecting the same quote, and he almost laughs at you, like, this is not a dream. Like, this is my reality. I've expected this for so long. And he's a guy, I mean, he doesn't look like J.L. Skinner, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, you look at a lot of the safeties in the NFL, they have very similar body frames to Alexander Tubner. Most of them are not much over 6 foot. Most of them are not much over 200 pounds. J.L. Skinner is the anomaly, and probably we should not compare people to him. And I just thought it was interesting. I mean, you talk to every single person who has been through Boise State's football facility, they say Alexander Tubner, he is the leader, the alpha male. I mean, I talked to a commit, Connor Workington, who mentioned him without me bringing it up, saying, oh yeah, I was walking through the building and Alexander Tubner was showing up at practice or showing up to work out when no one was there. When we were in the special teams meetings, the DeMario Warren kept pointing out Alexander Tubner as the example for everyone else to follow.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the stuff going on behind the scenes that not even, coaches or teammates trying to hype him up. This is someone who was in the building for 48 hours and is bringing him up with, unprompted. And so when you see a guy like that who is having such an impact behind the scenes and then has such high expectations for him, I mean, he has big shoes to fill, obviously, with Skinner, but you've got to feel confident that he's confident. And, I thought he was just an interesting story and a guy that I'm, super excited to see what he can do this season.
Well, again, you can subscribe and read that article. I actually might have made that one free. I think that was a free one.
Yeah, go check it out.
Check that out.
Like it,
BroncoNationNews.com and check it out. Jordan says, I'll donate a Boise State flag to the first seaside business in the main drag, willing to fly it on game days. So any seaside Oregon businesses want to put up a Boise State flag on game day. Our man Jordan Morales does a lot of great work with the Blue Collar Club.
I think we could make some. I could make some phone calls.
Maybe we can make that happen. By the way, the Blue Collar Club, I saw they were celebrating. They're going to be tailgating out there.
Also,
and one of the picture they posted, I see Jordan Kaye there tailgating with them.
The Blue Collar Club tailgate is by far the best spot. If you're, in town for a Boise State game, Jordan and Derek cook up some of the great food every week. It's always different.
I think I stopped by and had a taco one game.
Yeah, I'd love it. My girlfriend's been. She's like, we need to go back to the Blue Collar Club tailgate anytime.
We'll make a donation, and then you can head on back. Right?
I've made, yeah.
Hey, the Blue and Orange Store, if you're looking for some Boise State gear, theblueandorangestore.com. Check them out. Free shipping. Any order over $40, you can head into the Boise Town Square Mall there on the second floor. You heard Mike Sanford made a big order at the Blue and Orange Store. You can too at the blueandorangestore.com. Our friends out at leanfeast.com/Meridian. Check them out at the website, Lean Feast. They're feeding the football team now. They're feeding the basketball team. Great, healthy eating. Check them out at leanfeast.com. We appreciate their support of Bronco Nation News. And again, if you need a job, we got you covered. Transportation Compliance Service. Check them out. TCS, the best. And if you're trying to get a job, they can help you get in the trucking industry, get you out there towing that first load in no time. And it's best to use the professionals. If you try to fill out the paperwork and all that yourself, you usually go out of business. So all the permits and things you need, whether it's an Amazon driver or a big rig on your screen like this, check them out, transcomservice.com. And we're appreciative right up the road here. Taco Bell, our new sponsorship with them, we're very appreciative. They've committed over $300,000 to Boise State student athletes over a 5-year period. TacoBellWorks.com. You can check it out. SON Management and the Nicolason family just doing a ton to support Boise State and the student athletes there. And so check them out if you want more information on what they're doing for the community. And again, I think there's like 19 freestanding Treasure Valley Taco Bells from Ontario over to Burley, everywhere in between. And they're big supporters of the local community. And we appreciate Taco Bell. Make sure you go check them out, and more details to come about a broadcast from a local Taco Bell location near you. So we're going to be doing some cool things with Taco Bell, and we appreciate their support of Bronco Nation News. I said, Jordan, we're here at the James Kitchen and Bar. They're getting ready to open in about 20 minutes. They open at 11 o'clock every day. If you're in the downtown area, you're in this area, it's a perfect spot to come by for lunch. And they got the patio. Barry's out there himself cleaning off things, getting everybody ready at all the tables. And they're going to be putting up the umbrellas. And it's just a perfect day weather-wise.
Great happy hour, too.
3 to 5 is the happy hour. And
make a late lunch.
Yeah, you might see Jordan here occasionally. Might see myself here. We'll be happy to chat with you. I think, as I said yesterday with Jay, I'm not sure if Jordan's willing to waive the autograph fee quite yet, but we'll Jay was
I want Jay Tuss autograph.
There you go. Well, it's usually 15 for the picture autograph combo.
Good.
He agreed to just go 10. It's 10 each or 15 for both, but we're working on that. But again, get down to the James. Great spot. Barry and his crew do an awesome job, and it's just a fun place to come hang out and have a drink or two or 5 and hang out. And I love the upstairs with the Barry's actually getting ready to open it as we speak, I think, with the garage door and the double-sided bar, and it's just a
great view of the
stadium is right there. I mean, we could not have picked a better spot to choose for our pre and post game show.
You can watch the construction crews work on.
I don't even know if I can turn this and what it's going to look like, but there you go. There's the double-sided bar right there that you can see. You can sit on the outside, you can sit on the inside. Full bar, full menu. Opens at 11 o'clock, and they've got the patio covered, so it's climate controlled, I guess you could say. So it's an awesome spot here at the James, and we're appreciative, thankful for Barry and everybody for having us out. And we're going to be giving you some updates soon. We're going to be doing some contests for some pick the score, and we'll be giving away some gift cards and things if you pick the score.
Do you have to get it right on?
Yeah. Yeah, closest. But, Angelina doesn't want to be on camera. She keeps going around the long way. I think at some point we may have to just surprise her here with the camera when she's not looking. But they're hard at work here. And the full bar, they're just taunting us here, Jordan, with the beverages and the food. A sneaky play when you come here, the deviled eggs.
Yeah.
Smoked salmon, I believe. Smoked salmon deviled eggs are unbelievable. You might, if you're me, you think that doesn't sound great. And then you have it and you're like, oh my gosh, it's one of the best things I've ever had. So the meatballs are great here, but I would recommend the pizza. You can't go wrong with the pizza. We usually get one brought out when we're doing the pre and post game shows, and if Colin ever left us a slice, it was it was pretty good. So highly recommend the James. Seen a lot of comments, folks, on here. Saying that there you go. Ryan says he'll be at the James for happy hour today. Ryan, tell him you heard us talking about it on BNN Live, and we'll see if they can hook you up with a free drink or something, or tell them to save it and put it on my tab. That's awesome that you're going to come to the James for happy hour today after seeing us on the show today. So appreciate you, Ryan. Yeah, make sure you tell, see if Barry or Perry are here, and tell them you came because you heard us talking about it on BNN, and I'll tell them to put the first tab on me. Angelina's going to be here for happy hour too. Come up to the bar and she'll take care of you. So there was one more. I want to talk about realignment briefly, but there also was one more story you did. Michael Callahan, defensive lineman. Tell us about Michael Callahan. And again, this is a story that you need to subscribe for. BroncoNationNews.com. Daily feature stories. I keep saying it, but it's worth $70. You get 2 months free. It's like $5 a month. It's daily coverage like this. Help us out, support us, get a subscription. And again, I will throw in a Taco Bell gift card, $20. Maybe he's giving me some James gift cards. Maybe we throw in maybe you can recommend, if you want a James gift card, maybe we'll throw that in as well. If you subscribe today in honor of being here at the James, we'll throw in a $25 gift card if you'd rather have that to the James Kitchen and Bar here right across the street from Albertson Stadium. But Michael Callahan, another reason you should subscribe to read his story. He's got an interesting story as well.
Yeah, I thought, Michael Callahan's going to be a guy that has to step up this year. We talk about the defensive line being one of the biggest question marks. You look at that first game against Washington, the only way the Huskies got beat last year is, 2 or 3 sacks on Penix. If there's no pressure on him, he has all day to throw. He's just going to wheel and deal and destroy Boise State. They need to get pressure on him. And you look at the edges, okay, we got Ahmed Hassani and we've got Dimitri Washington.
Yeah.
But in the middle, what pressure are they going to be able to get with Herbert Gums and now Michael Callahan, who has been at Boise State? This is going to be his 5th year, and he has racked up 18 tackles. Most guys around the country, they have 18 tackles in 4 years. They're saying, how do I get in the transfer portal?
They say they're just lucky to get on the field. They're a walk-on. They're a non-contributor. They're just happy to be here.
And this is a guy who's like, this is my time. And I think this is almost like the Boise State model now of guys sticking around and contributing in their 4th or 5th year. We look at DJ Schramm last year, and I think a lot of people were coming into the season saying, why is this guy not got on the field? Is he really any good? What do we expect from him? And then DJ Schramm goes out and is, one of the top 2 or 3 linebackers in the Mountain West. And I think that's the ideal play for Michael Callahan. This is a guy who just had to sit behind Scott Matlock, wasn't able to get in games, and all of a sudden, hey, maybe he's a really good football player. I thought his backstory too is really interesting. Outside of, the walk-ons from some of the Idaho high schools, there are only 2 schools in the country that have 3 alums on Boise State's roster. One is the powerhouse St. John Bosco, which is, produced, I think, Josh Rosen, DJ Uyunglele, George Halani, Andrew Simpson, Titus Toller, a lot of big-time guys. And then there's the small Yorba Linda High School in Anaheim, which Michael Callahan went there. I think he graduated in 2018. The next year, Nathan Cardona, who might be, backup center. And the year after that, Mason Randolph, who, at times was starting offensive tackle.
Yeah.
So, this is a program that is just kind of a pipeline right now for Boise State. And you hear their coach kind of talk about the culture, and everything he preaches is exactly what Andy Avalos tries to preach at Boise State. And so, you think about why some of those guys have gotten on the field, Michael Callahan, why he stuck around, why Mason Randolph was able to get on the field as a redshirt freshman. It's because, they were kind of bought into this culture in high school. And when they got to Boise State, it was a pretty easy transition for them. And I think Michael Callahan is a guy who kind of embodies a lot of what Boise State is. And in some ways in that Schramm model could contribute just later in his career. What is the high school, by the way, that has the most? You mentioned some walk-ons in the state of Idaho. Do we know? Rocky Mountain, I thought, had 4 or 5. Okay. Jonah Dalmas. I'm trying to remember who else. A couple other guys. I thought Rocky Mountain had a couple, and then there might have been one other in Idaho. Okay. By the way, Barry just brought by the gift cards. So we have $25 gift cards to the James right here. Again, sign up for a subscription today, and that's an option for you. You also have the round of golf at Timberstone. So let us know. But I have the gift cards. So jump on in, get a subscription. We'd love to have you as well. We do want to talk about realignment for a couple minutes before we get out of here, the lack thereof, I guess, of updates from conference realignment. But first, my boys actually went to see Dr. Miner this morning, bright and early. So they were happy to go to the dentist, not happy to go at 7:30, but I had to get there so they wouldn't miss any school today, Jordan. But BoiseDentistryCo.com. They full family dentistry, and they make it an enjoyable experience to go to the dentist, even at 7:30 in the morning. So check them out. 5 locations in the Treasure Valley. You will not be disappointed. BoiseDentistryCo.com. If you need commercial insurance, I don't know if we should be plugging other folks' podcasts, by the way, but Brandon Meinert, our friend Mark Moss, they have a new podcast. Brandon Meinert, the owner of United Commercial Insurance. They can write business policy insurance in 44 states around the country. Check them out, UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. What is it, the Shirts and Skins podcast? Yeah, listen to it. It's little podcast for if you're a Boise State fan or just somebody in the Treasure Valley. Check it out, Brandon Meinert, Mark Moss, Shirts and Skins podcast. And we appreciate United Commercial Insurance, their support of Bronco Nation News. Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. Next time you're looking for the grocery store, think local, think Ridley's Family Markets. That Kuna location is a great one. Again, 13 locations across the state of Idaho. And again, if you download the phone app, the Ridley's app, you can get savings up to 40%. Find a location near you at shopridleys.com. I mentioned that we're going down to Circa Resort and Casino here in a couple of hours. I'll be heading down to Circa Resort and Casino, but we're excited to head down there. But we're still talking Boise State football right now as I look for the right graphic. There we go. Conference realignment. We had a couple comments on here, folks asking about Wholesome says any timeline on realignment. When will Calford, Cal, I guess it's supposed to be Cal, and Stanford, Calford. When will they make decisions on the 2024 season? He says, I figured something would have happened by Friday. Could be wrong. I think as we, talked to Jay Tust about yesterday, we're all pretty much waiting on Stanford at this point, right? I think so. I'm really not exactly sure what the plan is, but yeah, I think we're kind of waiting on Cal and Stanford. Can they use, Condoleezza Rice? SMU's using George Bush to try and get in the ACC. What are we doing? Which is just the funny politicking of college football. But yeah, I don't know. I saw an article yesterday in the Spokesman Review in Spokane of the Washington State president was kind of talking, and he was honest, said, hey, there's 3 options for us. We either go to the Mountain West, we go to the AAC, or we start brand new with the Pac X, I think is. Yeah, I watched his interview, an hour-long interview he did on a podcast, and it was very awesome stuff, and he was bluntly honest about that. He was very, very honest, but he didn't lay out like any sort of plan for this Pac X thing and didn't seem to have any, goals. There's no way around the exit fees thing unless you're creating a merger with the Mountain West, which I don't have any reason to see why the Mountain West would agree to that. Yeah. It's just not going to happen. And unless they form with Memphis and SMU and do this super conference and are able to help fund buyouts and for, Boise State and maybe San Diego State, Colorado State, whoever else. And maybe they start in 2025. So the buyouts are only 17 million. I mean, that's the only way of doing it. But yeah, as far as a timetable, I think they're just trying to figure things out. And what's the rush for them? The Mountain West and the AAC are going to be there in 8 months, and might as well try as hard as you can to get this Pac X thing going. So I'd assume it's a couple months. I don't think anything quick.
Yeah, I thought, right away after all that stuff happened in the next 48 hours, we would get some sort of quick decision, quick news. But now that it's lingered, there's no rush really, because the exit fee is the same now as it is in December, and things like that. So I think we are waiting on Stanford, waiting on Cal to make their decision. But I still kind of like this as much as I think, what ultimately is going to happen is Washington State and Oregon State are probably just in the Mountain West. And I don't know about the other two.
What did Jay say yesterday that Gloria was going to visit?
I guess Thursday, Gloria's heading to visit with Washington State, and I think has already visited at Oregon State. He said, or from what he had heard. So we'll see. But I just I think that's what ultimately will happen. But I will say this little graphic going around where it's like 4 Mountain West teams, the 4 Pac-12 teams, and then 4 AAC teams. That's not a bad 12-team conference. If they could pull it off and get Memphis and SMU and Tulane and South Florida, and then get Boise State, San Diego State, and then either UNLV, Fresno, Colorado State. If you can get the best 4 Mountain West temes, put them there and have a national regional conference. I mean, you could make an argument that's it's certainly the best group of 5, but I think that could be considered. I would at least listen to the argument in terms of a quote Power 5 conference.
And what does that do for the A5 or, the 6 conference champions for the college football playoff? If that conference comes to be, does it stay at 6? Or, does Greg Sankey and some of the people say, no, it's still 5, but if it's still 5 and the highest group of 5 champion, I guess then, that's whoever wins that conference is going to be in every year. And so it's almost a de facto. And if you're Boise State, that's where you want to be. You've got to kind of keep climbing up the ladder of upper echelon conferences. And, if the Mountain West were to get Washington State and Oregon State, it would be right there. But if this super conference or super group of 5 conference forms, then Boise State, has to be in that.
A couple of comments here. John says, will the Mountain West have an exit fee when the deal expires in 2 years? Hypothetically, could Boise State leave for free at the conclusion of the current media deal? I believe I don't know how it all works, but that's part of the reason the Pac-12 broke up. They had no exit fees because they had no TV deal that they're turning down. So I do think that that plays into it. That would mean Boise State not signing a new deal before then.
And I would also say, that's a good point of bringing up that it ends in 2 years, because that's the Mountain West, one of their biggest selling point. If Washington State and Oregon State are looking for more money right now, it's in the AAC. But the Mountain West is selling, hey, you're going to spend less on travel. The AAC can give you $3 million more right now, but you're spending less on travel. And our TV deal ends in, is it 2 or 3 years?
2 years, yeah.
Okay,
I think it's 3, but they can renegotiate before that,
So with interest and everything, we're going to be right at the AAC level for the next 10 years, and you're going to spend less on travel. So bear with us for the first 2 or 3 years, and then it's going to get it to about equal. And so that's a great point of bringing up, hey, this is what the Mountain West makes right now is not what they're going to be making in 3 years.
Joel York, our friend, says the longer this drags out, is that better for the Mountain West and Boise State? Does it not really matter?
I don't think it really matters. It's I don't think it's better or worse one way or another.
Well, again, appreciate everybody. Angelina, say hi to everybody. Come on. She doesn't want to be on there. There we go. Now she's waving. All right, there she is. Come see her at the bar. She'll be working all day today. Come see everybody, Barry, Perry, the whole crew at the James. And you can get the James, which is an old-fashioned, their signature cocktail here. All the other great cocktails. I'm not going to say I have pull at this place, Jordan, but they literally only have Captain Morgan spiced rum because I asked Perry to get it, and they now have it. So I'm not going to it's not going to say that, where is Perry? Yeah, that's true. Perry says that's true. They, a couple of times I asked for it and they didn't have it. And one time I showed up for a game, and next thing you know, so if there's something you want that they don't have, they'll probably get it for you. So that's how friendly and nice they are here at the James. Looking forward to coming back for football season. Always enjoyed, and it's going to be more fun for me this football season because I don't have to write the post-game story. Jordan's doing that, so I can partake in some beverages during the post-game show and then just stay here and hang out with fans and not have to worry about going home at midnight to write a story. So I'm really looking forward to Saturdays at the James, just being down here all day, pre-game, post-game. It's going to be a lot of fun. Again, they open at 11 o'clock every day. And Sundays, they open at 10. They got brunch going on the weekends. So happy hour 3 to 5. And Perry, we actually had a gentleman, Ryan, said that he is coming down to happy hour because he saw us. He's going to come check out happy hour today. I may have to leave you my credit card or something. Put the first drink on me for Ryan here for coming down. But appreciate everybody for checking us out. Thanks again to everybody here at the James. And I have the gift cards. So again, if you're interested, we're going to do some things with the guess the score. But we'll throw a gift card to the next couple of subscribers if you want to do that as well. Just jump on in, BroncoNationNews.com, 1-year subscription. We'll hook you up with a gift card to the James. So we're going to go over and talk to Andy Avalos real quickly. Anything on your docket to hear or ask Andy today?
Nothing really. I'm curious. I think they're trying to really prepare for Washington, and so what they're doing is kind of 2 straight game weeks. So this week they're treating it as a game week, and then next week is the real game week. So kind of curious what went into that thinking. Did they not do that last year?
I think they typically do that when school starts. They just kind of get into a mock regular week, and so I don't think that's anything.
But
crazy,
I'm curious kind of how much into Washington prep they are. Last week they were saying, "Oh, we're all about ourselves. We're all looking at ourselves." But maybe it's time to start looking at Washington. That's probably deserves 2 weeks of your time.
No doubt. And we're going to obviously start doing that here real shortly as well on this show. We'll get some of the Washington media members on and some things like that. Yeah. So looking forward to it. It's 10 days, I guess, from today, right? I think it's 10 days away from kickoff there in Seattle, and this would be the perfect place to watch it here at the James. Perry is getting the TVs turned on with some sports as we speak. So if you're looking for a spot on Saturday for that Seattle game against Washington, make sure you come to the James. It's a road game. If you're not going, come watch it at the James. Perfect spot. Again, we'll get over and we'll talk to Andy Avalos here. We'll get that video posted. Jordan's going to have a story today as well. And then tomorrow morning, we will talk to you a live show from the people at the James will be watching it. But tomorrow, we will be at the Ultimate Contest weekend that they're doing there at Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. So a lot of cool content to come the next couple of days from Vegas. And we'll talk to you soon. We'll hope to see you here, by the way. September 9th, the UCF game. We'll have our pre- and post-game show out here on the patio. Looking forward to that. So get your gift card. Come on down. Say hello to everybody at the James. Tell them you heard us talking about it. Maybe they'll hook you up. We'll see. So we'll talk to you later. Bronco Nation News Live. Bronco Nation News.